Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 28 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am Luke, and I am your dungeon master, now and always. And joining me is...
That's vaguely threatening.
It is vaguely threatening. Hi, everybody. My name is Ben, and I will be playing the level 5 wizard, Winsler Wallaby, along with his adorable little companion, Mr. Wiggles. He's very scared about his exams and really wants to do good, otherwise he'll be sent back to the Mudflats to work on the farm for the rest of his life.
Oh.
That doesn't sound so bad.
No,
Those are some pretty high stakes, I don't know.
They are high stakes.
Hello, Carla here. I play the level 5 Tiefling Rogue Integrity Attleberry. I need to get a pink topaz. I'll get it through Saz. Give me my pink topaz before I go to class.
Wow. Nice.
Okay.
Integrity is definitely a poet.
A poet.
She's a
Wait.
poet, she didn't even know it.
Do you want to come replace me as Bard?
She does a pirouette
Hi.
while she's doing a poet.
Oh, ooh.
I think it's a poem.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, okay.
Dummy.
I stand corrected. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchant, the level 5 half-elf bard. Musician, magician, and aspiring patrician.
Nice. These are good.
I didn't have time to plan any of these, damn it.
Do you not just
Good
come
luck.
up with stuff off of the dome?
Hi, my name is Sam, and I play Sarah Nepsinderman, the level 5 human sorcerer, and I am just waiting for summer.
Aww. Wholesome.
Why? What were those?
Wholesome.
What was that reaction?
Last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students chatted in the book club reading room. Sarenep got a crystal-quilled hedgehog named Virgil from the spawning pools in the plains of Isithil, and Integrity scheduled her nine-tailed stuffed squirrel to be animated as soon as she acquires a pink topaz for less than the exorbitant price of 1,500 gold pieces. Maybe through theft, I don't know. Now, the morning of exams has arrived, and with it, a week of stress is looming ever nearer. It's not looming anymore, it's kind of here. That's kind of a silly sentence to say, it's here already. As well as a summon by the council administrators. Council of fuck.
Council of
Council of
fuck.
Fuck!
Whatever the fuck, council.
But it's spelled,
If you
it's
don't
spelled like the
fuck, get
French
outta
word
here.
for seal, though.
For seal.
We all got invitations.
To discuss what occurred in the plains of Isithil.
I
Oh,
killed somebody.
I can't speak today, everyone,
Same.
and welcome. So, we're in the dining hall. It's summertime. There's vegetables and fruits.
Is there
There are
watermelon?
a few. There is not watermelon, unfortunately,
Lame.
but there is like grapes and apples.
I'm cool with grapes, yeah, whatever.
There's apples and grapes. And waffles, of course, as always. Yes, a grape like that, Sarah. Perfect. Great
I'm
example.
eating a grape.
Great role play.
I'm not really eating a grape. I'm just good at voice acting that I'm eating a grape.
All I have are chocolate rocks. Does that work?
Oh, chocolate rocks.
There's no chocolate rocks here at breakfast, unfortunately.
It's in my
They
breakfast.
are moderately healthy. And so, I will explain to you today, on the Monday, the first day of the exam season, how this is going to run,
Oh boy.
for the most part.
Okay.
Here we go.
So, if all of you take a look at your character sheets, you will see that you have a stat called intelligence.
Yeah.
Mm. Yep.
Yes. In
That is
theory.
To accurately simulate moments of clarity and moments of fatigue, or just prolonged fatigue over the course of a week, we are going to convert your intelligence score into what I'm going to affectionately call intelligence points. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you have as many intelligence points as you have intelligence, right? So Mira, you have like 10. Winsler, you have 18.
Yep.
And everywhere in between. So at any point during the exam period, you can spend at least 2 points. Like you can only spend multiples of 2 to upgrade the result by a +2. And you can spend it before or after, right?
Ooh,
So say
okay.
you're gonna roll for something and you want to be like, oh, I'm nervous about this because it sounds difficult. So you could say, I want to expend 4 intelligence points, and then you would get a +4 bonus. What's up,
Okay.
Sarah?
Are we only able to do that before we see the result of the roll, or
No,
can we
you can
this
do it
after? Okay,
before or
cool.
after.
Cool.
And when you expend the points, the amount of points you use are deducted from your intelligence for the rest of the week.
I thought you would say for the rest of your life.
No.
You guys are gonna be dumb after this.
Until
And
the
only
exam
after
period is
this.
over. So if you spend all 18 of your points on Monday, Winsler, not only that will that make your modifier go into the negatives and affect all your future results, but you won't get that back until next
Don't
Monday.
worry, I
Need
got
my
this.
good dice then.
Okay, so the intelligence points, so there's like, not the modifier, right? Like the number that we have at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. But so if you use 2 of them, your modifier will go down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why?
So when you use, because you're being mentally fatigued, so when you use your points, your intelligence score is going to go down by as many points as you use.
Luke
That's
loves
weird.
stat drain mechanics.
So is it
It's
possible
not
to have, like,
permanent.
negative intelligence?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Okay.
Like if you
Gotta
use
be
all your
careful.
intelligence, you'll have like a -5 to any intelligence related thing.
Okay. Cool.
So, and just to be clear, this bonus can apply to things that are not intelligence related. So say if you were to do Carla or integrity in like your martial applications, if you were trying to do something that was not related in any way, shape, or form to intelligence, you can still use intelligence points to upgrade the result.
Okay.
And that's totally, if no one wants to use them, that's totally fine. I just think it would be a fun way to be able to be like, this is what I, like, oh my god, I had a breakthrough. And like, you just get, like, you get the
We'll
answer.
see how
even
this
though it's
goes.
like, yeah, we'll
The
see.
power
see.
of God lets us cheat on our tests.
By the power of spontaneous ingenious.
So on Monday, the first exam that anyone has is Winsler's conjuration exam.
Ooh.
So, Winsler, you are in the small conjuration classroom, or you're in the hallway actually, with a few of the other students that are in the program. Most of them are upper years. I don't think there was that many in like the first year that have conjuration classes. But eventually, Professor Doss, a kindly old woman, calls you in, and so you enter into the examination room. It is a circular, like a fairly normal circular room. There's a grate in the floor so that like bad things that are like have a bad conjuration can like typically just turn into dust, and like it's kind of a mess to clean up. So there's just like essentially a drain in the floor that you can sweep it into. And beyond that, it's just like a regular tiled room.
I'm actually getting
and
extremely
she's-
anxious from this.
And
I can
she's
feel
sitting
it.
at a table. She's sitting at a table with a small notepad on it. And there's 2 pillars in the room, and she has a small box on her table, and there's like an orange sitting on one of the pillars. So she's going to go, "Good morning, Winsler. How are you?"
Howdy, Professor Doss. I guess I'm okay. Just a little bit nervous.
That's completely normal. This is your first exam, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Wonderful. You'll do wonderfully. You've done so good in the classes. I can't imagine you doing poorly here. I just had questions about what do you plan on doing in your, since I'm the head of the department and you are in the conjuration department, I was just wondering, what were you planning on doing after leaving Wildcliff?
Oh my god, you remind me so much of my parents.
Takes off a mask. It's
If
actually your
Ben
mom.
doesn't know the answer to this question, how can Winsler know? Well, I guess I might. You see, my parents they own a farm in the mudflats, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I learn here, I might be able to take back with me to back home. Maybe use it just to help them out a little bit, you know, make it a little easier.
Oh,
When
that's
they
lovely.
get old, they won't be able to really, you know, use a lot of machinery and tools. It'll
Mhm.
hurt their arthritis and stuff, you know. So I think with
Yeah.
with me having learned some good magic and stuff, I might be able to help them out a little bit. You know, make some tools. You know, work the farm myself.
That's wonderful. I'm very glad to hear that, Winsler. All right. So, and she makes like a note of that on her piece of paper, and she turns back to you and is going to say, "Okay, so the first year conjuration course, general conjuration, just has 2 parts to the exam. The first part is," and she opens up the small box that's there, and she hands you like a small, it's almost like a lattice, like almost lacy, but it's made of like 4 or 5 different materials that are like kind of interlaced together. It's a very complicated object.
Ugh.
And she's just going to say, I just need you to recreate this object
Okay.
using your conjuration magic.
So what kind of materials is this made of? Just by looking it over.
There's like metals and wood and like a weird, almost stone looking thing, although it seems a bit too smooth to be stone. It might be some sort of magical like alloy or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all kind of interwoven together in this very complicated form.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and figure out where the material seems to be like looping around the other. Sort of like seeing where each individual piece kind of meets and twists and turns. Just to see what its like general shape is if I were to like actually reweave it and take it apart and
Absolutely
reweave it again.
What skill would you like to use for that?
So for skill, I would probably just like investigating it, or I think probably just a general investigation would probably be okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll investigation, please.
Uh-oh, this is not good. That's a 9.
You can upgrade your result.
Yeah, no. I'm not upgrading.
So with a 9, I'll say your nerves get the best of you. Like you give it a quick once over and you feel fairly confident in the structure of it and like what its material components are. If you wanted to use your fancy dancy class feature.
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay. So give me a general spellcasting check at disadvantage.
Okay. Do I use my spell attack bonus or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't use your spell attack bonus, no. I would say just add your intelligence and proficiency.
Okay.
Isn't that the same
That's
as
the
attack
same
bonus
thing.
though? Dumb. I'm an idiot.
It's the same
Just
thing.
add your
Okay,
intelligence.
I'll just do that. Just intelligence?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad. It's a non-natural 20.
Okay. With disadvantage?
Shit, I forgot. Okay, yeah, that's just a non-natural 20.
Awesome. So despite your like once over, you're a bit nervous, but it conjures almost seamlessly. It's probably a bit smaller, but that just might be due to like the relative scale of the magic, right? Like it's kind of like appears in a scale more similar to you. Like it's a bit unwieldy for you to hold in your hand, and this conjured one is easier for you.
I am filled with determination.
And Professor Doss reaches her hand out for it, and she's like, could I examine it for a second, please?
I will hand it over swiftly.
Okay. And she seems to look over it for a few, like probably 30 seconds or so, and makes a few notes. And then she puts it on the table, asks for the other one, like the original copy back, puts that back in the box, closes the box up. She will then say, all right, and for the second test, I just need you to move that orange from one of those pedestals to the other. And there's these 2 pedestals, and they're probably 10 feet apart.
What's the elevation like?
They're like
the same?
2 feet off the ground. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder how I could do this, because I don't think I have anything that really involves teleportation. Which I probably should have learned. But I didn't. Oh, that would probably be really bad to do.
I love how you're just stressed out.
I am stressed because it's like, okay, well, this is a conjuration test, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't use anything else that's not conjuration, I think.
She's going to say, you can use whatever means necessary, Winsler. It's okay.
Oh, I know. I have.
It's a problem solving more than it is anything else.
I have the perfect solution then. Because this technically counts as conjuration. I'm gonna have Mr. Wiggles come out of my hat. And I'm gonna have him leap to the pillar with the orange on it, and I'm gonna have him leap to the other pillar and put the orange on that one.
Okay. She goes,
So cute.
wonderful, and makes a quick note of that.
The lazy thing to do would have just have been Mage Hand, but I didn't want to do that.
And she's going to say, all right, and that's it. You did wonderfully.
Thank you. And I just run out the door.
Good luck on the rest of your exams. Okay.
I was
that's
so nervous at the very beginning.
Were
I'm
you
like,
nervous?
what the hell is this? What am I gonna do?
No, it's fine. All right. Everyone's in arcane theory, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I am.
Let me just double check. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And I know all of you guys. So I need all of you to make a general intelligence check.
Okay.
Okay.
Of course, I'll do that for you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Here we go. Good dice, help me. Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
Good dice.
All
God
right.
damn it.
What'd everyone get?
9.
Oh, 9. You only got a 9. 4. I got a 4.
I got an unnatural
4 plus
20.
nothing.
Okay.
I got 10.
Oh my god, guys.
And I was counting on cheating off of you.
Sorry. Listen, I focused...
They're all trying to cheat off of Winsler. I'm over on the other side just burning through,
I got
my
this,
questions.
Listen, Winsler's just a little stressed from his conjuration exam. He's not prepared to do another exam right after.
So this exam is taking place in like one of the larger halls in the school, and it's like there's upper year students here as well. It seems like it's a mixed crowd of like some people are writing arcane theory exams and some people are writing planar research exams, like third year planar research. And then there's some like fifth years writing some weird ass magical language exam. So overall, Serenep, you feel very good about it. The rest of you feel like Mira, you feel really like surprisingly good about how that went. But
When you're so overconfident that you don't realize you're trash.
Winsler and Integrity, you guys are like you're not happy with how well you did. Like you feel like you could have done a lot better.
Me every single
done.
time.
I could have done a lot.
And it's like it's like a 2-hour exam, and like Mira, you're done in like 40 minutes flat. Like it's no problem. And then finally for the night is you guys' alchemy exam, which Mira, Integrity, and Serenep you are doing. So I need you all to make that alchemy check, which is intelligence plus proficiency.
A thumbs up. They'll do great.
You're just standing outside the room watching us, like you're like looking in your like.
I am literally
this.
looking through the window where the exam is being
You're just like this the entire time.
And yeah, this one's taking place in like the in the greenhouse classroom.
Are there any modifiers for alchemy or no?
Intelligence and proficiency.
14.
Holy shit.
Uh-oh.
Unnatural 22.
19.
Excellent. 19.
Oh, I thought you rolled a natural 22 on your 22-sided dice.
On my 100-sided
Yeah.
die.
Didn't you know?
You all feel like this class wasn't like the hardest class on the planet, but you all feel, especially you, Integrity and Serenep, who probably had background in it already, just from tutelage as children, but you all feel very good about this exam. And kind of chatting with a few of the other people that were in the class, they seem to be very confident in it as well. And then, so that's it for Monday exams.
Oh, God, that was just
you guys
Monday.
did great. Yeah. So you now have instructions to go eat dinner and meet at Artis's office.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Forgot about that.
For the because you were summoned by the council.
I'm gonna start breathing really deeply.
What's the
reps.
dining hall serving for dinner?
What's the dining hall? I'm so happy you asked.
Oh no.
There is some mushroom soup.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
There's like a bunch of peas, like fresh
Okay,
peas.
no.
They're
Okay.
wonderful.
No,
This is
fuck
a
that.
pile of peas.
Nope, fuck that.
And
Fresh peas
roasted
are
chicken,
fucking
like
delicious.
spit roasted chickens.
This is just reminding me of
Um,
the food that I had at camp.
And
Nice.
then there
You must
is
have gone
for
to
dessert.
bougie camp.
It was a pretty bougie camp.
A boot camp.
And then for dessert, there is some lemon cake.
Oh.
Ooh.
Nice.
And everyone seems to be in very good spirits after the first day.
I'm going to skip dinner and just go straight for the lemon cakes.
Okay.
What did you say were the exams for tomorrow?
The exams for tomorrow are transmutation, enchantment, magical language, and zoology. So you have enchantment and magical language, I think.
I'm gonna
Or
be.
no, Mira has enchantment. No.
I have magical
I'm an
language though.
enchantment.
Okay.
I do have
you
magical
all have
language.
magical language.
I was gonna be going
Okay.
through like my little like spark note things, like my little
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
deck of
Like quizzing each other on primordial and draconic.
yeah.
So you all eat a fast dinner and make your way over to Artis's office in the Hall of Voyages, I would presume. After studying for a bit, it's probably about 8 at night when you guys make your way over. And so the Hall of Voyages is this large, like just very open place where there's a lot of teleportation circles heading to lots of major hubs in the world. And then there's a small side door that almost like looks like it would be a broom closet that heads down to the basement where Artis's office is. And you find yourselves out front of his door. In like that hallway, and where there's two offices that have artesian. There's like the large circle where like that weird hook on that's coming out of the roof where you guys opened the portal to go to the plane of Isithil, and then probably like 6 or 7 other offices.
And have we seen Artis since
No, you wouldn't
no.
have.
Okay.
No. So what would you like to do?
Howdy, Artis.
Just knock on the door?
Yeah.
You hear a voice call from inside, come in.
Go inside.
You
Nobody
open
take
the
responsibility for the gold thing.
door, and you hear like the door,
What?
and it opens.
Does everybody
and
like
you
poke their
see-
head in like Scooby-Doo style?
I'm obviously the one on
You
top.
see-
No, I'm the one at the very, very bottom.
Somehow.
Artis.
Winsler's the one on top. If you were to see past the door, one of us is just holding him up.
Or standing like on
He's standing on our
I'm
shoulders.
standing on
Yes.
someone's back.
I'm just laying
Like
on
a
the
cat.
floor and looking in.
So you see Artis at his desk. His hair is tied back with a nice red ribbon. He looks healthy. He looks fed. His nose is crooked, but he doesn't have black eyes or anything. And he waves at you with his right hand, and you see that his hand is bandaged and that his pinky and ring finger are missing.
Mm.
And he says, hello, students. How have you been?
We've been
We've
okay.
been
I think.
well.
How are you feeling?
I won't lie and say I'm great. I've absolutely been better in my life before. It's just a lot, you know?
We're so glad
I feel
you're alive.
just exhausted. I'm very glad I'm alive too. And I don't think I've had a chance to properly thank the 4 of you for saving my life.
No biggie.
No biggie.
No pinky.
And not only saving my life, but
Holy
whoa,
shit.
whoa,
Wow.
Oh my god.
Integrity has no chill.
I not only saving my life, but also completing the mission for which we went to Patter. I just appreciate that all of you cared so much. It would have been just as easy to leave me for dead.
Of course we wouldn't do that. I have a question though. 'Cause
Absolutely.
You were
What's your
like
question?
kind of dying because you didn't have the stone. Did you know that they did that? Like that not having it like does that?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. 14.
I knew that there might be certain effects. I've had not anything serious like that happen, but minor things, just catching the flu, more susceptible to sickness in the past when I haven't brought it with me places. I remember traveling to Ophelion once and not bringing it. I just got ridiculously sick and feverish until I returned and was in contact with the orb again. But nothing like that.
So then
Nothing to that level.
what about Teb? And is integrity gonna be okay going without it at any point?
To my knowledge, as long as you don't spend that much time with the orbs themselves, you should be relatively fine. Teb did not usually carry the orb with him, and most of the time it just remained in his home while he lurked about the school. I, unfortunately, for the first few months of owning the orb, carried it with me constantly, so there's not really anything I can do about that. And beyond that, I don't particularly trust anywhere in this school to leave them, so that's why I carry them with me. But integrity, if you don't keep them on your person or near your person really for that much time, then I think you should be fine.
What about
On the subject of that, so I have the Orb of Might. I also had the Orb of Reverence. Did you happen to find that?
So about the Heart of Gold.
He's gonna stand up
Wow, what a topic change.
and look at you very seriously and say, "Did you find it? Or did someone take it?"
Serenep's gonna start hunkering in on herself a little bit now.
When we got to the cubbies and I looked at your bag, I found one of them.
Make a deception check. I was like, oh my god, are they gonna tell him the truth for once? No.
17.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
He's going to sit down and like his brow furrows and he looks incredibly distressed and he goes, and you all had no idea, like there's no leads on what might have happened to it?
Well, we know another guy has it. We know another guy has an orb.
He looks at you in like disbelief and goes, "What do you mean another guy has it?"
The purple.
Well,
An
there was
orb.
this wizard fellow, Phiramel. We think we
Phiramel.
think the staff that he was carrying around was one of the orbs attached to it.
That's
The purple orb.
Where is he now?
We
disappeared.
don't know.
We lost him when we
Kind
were.
of left while we were fighting.
Yeah.
The
That's
dictator,
troubling
not each other.
noise. He's still in the plane of Isithil, do you think?
Maybe.
Would
I
think
think
so.
he said something about his work being in the planes, so like probably.
He's also
That's-
got Kreska with him as well. As far as we know.
Who's Kreska?
Oh, revolutionary. She's cool. You missed a
And
lot.
He kind of like shakes his head.
Yeah, a lot happened
And
while
then
you
he's-
were out.
Apparently, yes. But on the subject of the Heart of Gold, it's currently being held in the reliquary. I've done some basic examinations of it in the past few weeks. It seems that it just amplifies natural elemental affinity to my best approximations. I've never been quite that proficient with earth and elementalism, so it's not particularly my field. I might pass it on to one of my colleagues, but acquiring it is a great achievement. I do, however, worry that our next expedition might not be for some time, given the summons by the council. I don't know if any of you heard what happened with Miss Truebeard's group or not.
What did happen
No,
to
we
them?
don't exactly know what happened.
The details of it are moderately unclear to me. I only had a quick chat with Dessa in the infirmary, but I did see that Miss Lindman, Miss Alaro, and Mr. Deep Lake were incredibly badly injured. I don't know if Miss Lindman has woken up quite yet, or if she's back to attending classes. But there was some sort of incident that occurred. I'm sure I'll find more about that tonight. But those two incidents combined, I think that the administration might have a great deal of issue with sending students to the plane of Isithel for the time being, until they can assure themselves or assure parents that it's safer than what it would appear to be.
That's very understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to be okay?
To my knowledge, Mr. Deep Lake has returned to classes, although he might have some lasting scars. And I also think that Miss Alaro has been exempted from a few of her exams due to her injuries, as well as Miss Lindman, I presume, as hers are a bit more severe. And he's going to look at a small timepiece on his desk, because those exist, y'all, and go and say, one of the council attendants should be here any moment. So if you're all set and ready, we might as well go outside and wait for them.
Are we supposed to tell them about the orbs and stuff, or
I
do we
would.
leave that out of the...
They will make you swear an oath of honesty, which is inherently magical, seeing as this is a magical school.
Wow.
So avoidance is key.
Got it.
As you avoid my questions, you should avoid theirs.
Ooh,
think
I would-
sassy.
I
Love
I think
it.
I would be the least vulnerable for that oath because I hardly know anything about the orbs, actually.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
shit.
Yeah, what's this orb business?
Wait, there
So
are
with-
orbs?
With that,
Oh.
Artis is going to stand up, grab his cloak, and as you guys are like kind of walking out of his room and he locks it behind him, he's going to say, "Oh, did I tell you? Yexim hooked me up with his prosthetics person, and I'm getting 2 new fancy fingers as well.
That's great.
That's great.
They're going to be like little. They're going to be like little multi-tools. As much as I will miss my original fingers, it's never too late for an upgrade, you know."
Gonna be like one
Yeah.
of Kurt's
Technology.
machines.
Yeah. Oh
Will
god.
it be color gold?
No, it will not be covered in gold.
Oh my god.
I feel like she's
And
just
you
one of
all-
those kids that goes up to people and are like, "Why are you old?"
Yeah.
Look at that guy over there. He's got feminine hips.
Are
No.
you pregnant?
You're bald.
So you wait
Aw.
outside. You wait outside with him for a few moments and make small talk as he asks you about how your exams went and whether or not you're worried about things.
Aced
Before
it.
a young elf, or I don't know if it's presumptuous to say young elf, an elf of indeterminate age approaches. They are wearing like these gray and gold robes, like gray robes with like golden trim, and they are going to ask you to follow them on behalf. They are an attendant on behalf of the council. Please follow me, and will immediately turn on their heels and start walking towards the that courtyard by the towers
Quickly follow.
Yes.
that I think I think
follow.
I mentioned in the very first episode, and then Integrity went during like when it was like a warm day and like stuck her feet in there and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I
It's
remember
this.
that.
So near the towers, there's a small open space, a green space with a small pond, and there's a obelisk rising out of the pond. So as you arrive, also arriving is another attendant. It's Underbow's assistant, who you've been escorted around by before, the swishy elf man who has very swishy golden
Swish,
robes.
swish.
And
Oh, snap,
he
he's so
is
cool.
escorting Dessa, Truebeard, and Merendine,
Oh.
who looks very unhappy.
Oh,
Can I run to
no.
Or just
Marandine
downtrodden.
and be like give him like a hug of comfort?
Absolutely.
Hurts him
I'm,
more.
I'm gonna do that.
You're gonna hug him, and he's absolutely going to hug you back,
Aw.
and he's going to say, "Thank you."
I'm glad you're okay.
Um,
And then
Ah.
and I'm going to like shrug my
Oh my god.
like, oh, there's dirt on my coat.
yeah, sure.
you
You
go
can
from
only
so
play
sweet
like
to like so.
Yeah. I'm cool.
They're
Don't
so
guys,
fake.
I'm cool. And the attendants both kind of raise their hands and mutter a few words, and the water near one part of this pond parts, and a small hatch opens, revealing a stairway. Made,
Hatch
and it's just
orb are
these
loaded words.
black stone stairs, which you descend and find yourselves in a waiting room. As you descend, they close the panel behind you, and the water presumably returns to normal. And you find yourselves in a small waiting room. It's rectangular.
Okay.
On either side are small benches carved out of the walls, and everything is covered in this like black tile. The walls are kind of this unpolished stone, this unpolished black stone, and the floor is like a very polished, like almost like a black granite or a black quartz. And there's benches made of this stone on either wall. And one of the attendants is going to say, "Please wait here, students, while the council sees your mentors. We will be with you shortly.
Okay.
Okay.
Please don't make too much noise. Thank you very much."
Guys, do we have like a cover story that's technically true but not everything?
Well, how much news do they get from this other realm?
Sure, we don't know
Honestly.
what they know.
I don't. Yeah. Like, obviously, we're not going to tell them about like the orbs and stuff. And if like I feel like if we tell them everything, we're probably not going to get to go on any more field trips when it's like,
I
hey,
could tell them
people
how we got lost.
died.
I'm gonna like look at you and be like, look, what happened was we were going on a regular research trip, and then a whole revolution happened, and we were in the middle of it. We were rushed into things, we didn't know what was happening, and the next thing we know, we're going home.
That's true. That is all
That's
very
very
true.
true.
I wonder, like, how dangerous. Like, do you think those guys are gonna be okay? Like, I don't like Murandine, but I don't want him to.
They
be
are
like...
sitting right there.
Mirandine's sitting across the room.
I say
from you,
this
like,
right in front of him.
I don't like
I don't give a
Wiggling his
fuck
thumbs.
anymore. No, I'm whispering.
I've never
He just
held
looks
something against. I've
very
never
sad.
had anything against him, so I like smile to him and like give like a slight nod.
He just looks sad at you and nods back.
I feel nothing.
Did I bring Virgil with me?
You can bring Virgil with you if you want to.
Oh
bring
hell
Virgil with
yeah, Mr. Wiggles, meet my like. I don't even know what the word is, like comparison to you.
I wonder how you would feel about that.
We can
I
just
mean,
So-
he doesn't
tell
know
them-
me very well.
We can just tell them that whatever happened in Patter, it's all for artists, you know? Like, we didn't have our mentor with us, so we had to do what we had to do to find him. That's literally all we did.
And ensure his
Well,
safety.
yeah,
That is
that's true.
the best thing that we can say to them.
Mhm.
I mean, the orb was not even that big of a deal. The story.
The orb has honestly nothing to do with this. Let's just go with that.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
It is true.
Orbs? What the fuck are orbs?
They're
Nobody
sphere.
knows.
You mean those spheres? I think I've heard of them.
Do you have fears
So-
of spheres?
So,
Shut up. my
the
word went
attendants
too long.
bring Artis and Dessa through these white wooden doors into the other room. And they are there for probably like 5-10ish minutes before being brought back. Artis gives you guys a nod and is escorted out. They then bring Mirandine in, who they talk to for probably 3 or 5 minutes, like very short. And then one of the attendants escorts him out and brings him back upstairs. And then they turn to you and say, "The council will now see you. Please follow us."
Yeah.
And lead you into this room.
Okay.
So, it is a very small room. There are 4 regular wooden chairs, like bog standard chairs that you would find from like the library, that are in the middle of the room. There is a crescent-shaped stand behind which there are some people sitting. 6 people are sitting, and 1 person is like standing behind one of them, like an attendant or something. And then there's the 2 attendants that are like standing at the door. And the walls and the floor are made of this black stone once more, as well as the stand itself. Sitting on this council, you see in the center Professor Underbow, dressed in his regular like gray suit. He looks okay. Professor Underbow looks like a halfling version of like an old halfling version of Jude Law as Dumbledore in my mind. Like he wears that like gray suit. That's how I imagine Underbow, but just older and kind of like
You didn't tell
older.
us Underbow was a DILF.
He's not.
Oh my god.
In this
I mean, you
sense,
said
we're not-
Jude Law, and we're just like,
yeah,
yes.
but older
Yeah,
and less
like-
I
attractive.
think in this case, in the case that you were trying to bring up, he would be a gilf.
Gorsh.
Oh my god.
Oh
Gorsh.
gosh.
Two,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
then-
That was the line we had to draw
Like
it at.
what's his name? Like Indiana Jones.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison
Harrison
Ford.
Ford is a ghost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, there is a elven woman with like this bright gold, like blonde hair, but like golden colored hair, wearing golden ostentatious like shawls, and behind her is standing a. I need perception checks.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit!
Oh, fuck.
I can do
How
that.
do you
Just
keep
look at all
all
those
those
details.
That's not gonna do it.
Perception.
But I'm glad.
okay.
You know
Wait.
what? I'm glad this is where my 1 goes this episode rather than to an exam. So
Yeah,
that
that's
fair.
totals to a 3.
That's very fair.
Guys.
Okay.
6.
I want to talk about the word of my Lord and Savior. This dice.
The new die, which has just rolled super good.
This die is so good.
Oh
Oh,
my
19.
Okay.
I got 15.
What did everyone get? 15-6.
6.
6'6", and 19.
Yes.
3.
Sereneth and Winsler. So all of you see this like servant looking person. Like it's due to like the posture and stuff like that. You can assume that like this is a servant, right? Kind of in a submissive position compared to this elven woman sitting at the actual council table. And they're kind of standing behind her chair to the left. And they are covered head to toe in like a golden shawl of similar make as their as this elven woman, and they seem like kind of like deformed is the word that would pop to mind for how to describe it. Like it doesn't seem like a regular like person underneath there. Like they seem like they kind of have a weird body shape under it. And to you, Integrity and Mira, that doesn't really strike you as anything. But for Sereneth and Winsler, you notice that their hands are like not the hands of a regular person. They're like hairy and like have these sharp claws to them.
Werewolf.
And they're like
Werewolf,
kind of
yep.
hidden out
Hell
of
yeah.
sight. And
Professor Lupin?
Bugbear?
Fuck. Oh no. Oh no.
But anyways, that person is there with their servant behind them. There is then a person that you recognize, Sereneth, from court. You know this as Lord Peters. He is the Lord of Mysteries for the king, which is akin to like the court wizard. And he is, and I quote from my notes, a dried grape of a man.
Wow.
Um,
What a description.
and he's just like, he's probably like 93, is just like wrinkly, like you don't even think his eyes are open, like they're just so droopy.
Could you
and he's
spell
a very-
his name for me, please?
Peters, just Peter with an
Peter.
S.
Wow, that's like the first normal last name.
I was expecting like a
P-I-E-T-Y-R-Z.
secret extra letter for some reason.
Nope.
Okay.
And he's wearing a like well-tailored outfit of gold and blue, which are kind of like the Ashwing Kingdom colors.
Yeah.
But you recognize this person, Sereneth, and he gives you a warm, grandfatherly smile.
I
Um,
brighten up and I give a slight bow back to him.
mhm. Next, there is a red-haired dwarven woman. She's just wearing plain white robes, and there is a golden and silver circlet on her head, almost like there's like two bands of this metal that are just wrapped around. There is a red dragonborn who's wearing these very loose-fitting gray robes. Like you can see his scales underneath the robes, and on his like scales you can actually see these dark markings, like almost like something was burned into his scales, like imprinted like symbols and sigils and stuff. And actually on his face it seems there's a like burning of a large sun that covers like most of his face. There is, and finally there is a incredibly young, compared to the rest of the people sitting at this council, incredibly young human man with this dark olive skin and black hair, and he's wearing these very, very nice. Like everyone at this table is very well dressed, but it's it's clear that there's a lot more money going into the fabric of this man. And he's just this well-tailored gray and blue clothing, and there's a small brooch on above his right breast of a crow.
Cool. I love birds. When you say not very old, do you mean like not an old man, or do you mean like child emperor?
Almost
Yes.
like a bit older than you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So like in his 20s.
Young adult.
Yes.
YA protagonist.
And so none of like the only person you guys, the only people you guys recognize are Sereneth. You recognize Lord Peters, and all of you recognize Professor Underbow, who is going to hit a small mallet upon the table, which makes a ringing noise, not like a clacking noise. And he's going to say, the first order of business here is to swear an oath of honesty. If all of you wouldn't mind to put your hands up here onto the stand and swear that you will tell only truths while in this room.
How high up is it?
It's not super high.
Okay, I was just gonna ask if I needed a booster seat to get up there or not.
Do you need me to
No.
lift you up slightly?
Lift me!
I mean, your
Oh, yes.
it's above your eye level, but you can absolutely put your
Okay.
hand up on
Mr.
there.
Wiggles puts his paw on it too. I also swear to tell the truth.
And then he says, "All right, and now you may take a seat." So, students, we've brought you here for a few reasons. One of them would just be to clear up some areas of ignorance regarding the expedition of Miss Truebeard and Mr. Artesian into the plane of Isithil. We understand that there were some fairly serious injuries sustained on Miss Truebeard's students. To our knowledge, there was no major injuries sustained by any of you students, but Mr. Artesian did lose a few fingers and was moderately wounded. Would you care to tell us what happened?
No, I'm kidding.
No,
I don't
and that's
want to tell
the
you,
truth.
and that's the truth. Exactly. No, we kind of walked into a city that was doing a revolution and kind of got caught up in it, and we got separated from artists. So like we weren't there when that happened, but we did find him and reunite with him and help him.
Was it by his own actions that he was separated from you, or was that out of control?
No, it was like the city people during the revolution were like, you go over here and you go over here, and we were like, okay, cool, following the rules,
And
like
then
good
we
students.
and then we were brought to like
yeah.
we were brought to like a fun house where we played some games.
Those games
Yeah,
were
that was-
rigged.
I won this.
Yeah.
I won this crown.
That's excellent.
And I want a
but-
stuffed toy.
So that's excellent. At
Underbound
any
just
point,
like, "That's great, kids."
did you feel that it was a poorly planned expedition, that you might have been led into a dangerous situation unknowing? Like, were you aware of the situation that you found yourselves in?
No, we
No.
were not aware at all.
No.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean it was like artist's fault planning. It was probably just like he didn't know either. Like it's not
Wrong
like
place at the wrong
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
Like we
Yeah.
were told that.
just a shitty coincidence.
Yeah, we were
a bad
told that
coincidence. Pardon me.
there might be like some earth elemental power in this location, which is what we were looking for the expedition. And they seemed very nice when we got there. Like as we
I
said,
didn't
we
trust them.
we played that game, and they were very nice to us. So they totally got our trust very quickly.
Staring up gives you a pointed look.
But then things just went downhill from there, I feel like. But it's
Mhm.
because we didn't have artists with us, and then a newt called Blub was there and was like, we have a revolution.
So, like the the dwarven lady is just like staring at you, like, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, they can't say
And
anything about it
the-
because it's true.
We
We were
can't
wrapped
physically
up
lie.
in a
Yeah.
political issue that we weren't aware was a political issue until we realized that we were in danger.
And additionally, this entire time, Mira, it's very easy for you to notice because she's not trying to hide it whatsoever. But that elven lady, just wearing all gold with golden hair, has just been staring at you with like a nonplussed look. So,
Stare at her back.
Yeah, I don't
Staring
break eye
contests
contact.
go.
Underbow will say, well, thank you all very much for that information. I think that clears a few things up. I think we have already came to the decision that I think things will be suspended for the next couple of weeks. And the elven woman speaks up and she says, for the next few weeks should be the next few years. I think that it's a horrible idea to send these children in. I think they're underprepared, and I think their mentors are wildly underprepared to even be handling or like attempting to teach students.
Well, that I feel like that's a little uncalled for because Artis is a great teacher. I mean, we've only had him for a little bit, but I don't think I would want anyone else. He's done a very good job.
Yeah, he like totally safely guided us through like the first thing there, which was like we had to go and introduce ourselves, and he totally was like, this is what you do, and nobody got hurt. I feel like it's just like a one mistake kind of deal, which probably wouldn't happen again.
It's not our
this
fault there
entire
was
time-
a revolution.
This entire time that you guys are like defending artists, Underbow's like nodding enthusiastically, like, yeah, but he's not saying anything. He's just kind of looking.
He's
at this
agreeing in
elfin
his own
woman
head.
and nodding.
Yeah. Messenger.
And then
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Just
Underbow
finger
will
guns
say,
everywhere.
So that's the first piece of business for which we needed your attendance. The others were something we could have handled by mail, but since you're here, we might as well address them.
Mail.
Yithriax, if you would, and the Dragonborn will clear his throat and then say, "You have requested that," and he looks at a piece of paper. He goes, "You've requested the 15th and 16th days of summer by Silverlax Light Sun to be allowed off campus. Is this correct?
Yes.
Now, would this be all of you or just you, lady? Girl?
Lady.
Miss?"
I'm going to look at my friends and be like with my eyes, be like, "Do you guys want to?"
Oh, fuck yeah.
I don't remember.
Yes, that is correct.
What?
What?
Yes.
And I put my hand on Winsler's head and do a little nod push.
And
It will be
so
all of us.
this- Wonderful. On behalf of the Light Sun Dragonborn, I warmly welcome you. Or I will warmly welcome you. And like everyone else on the council is just looking at him, and he's like, "I think that you will be allowed to leave and go to Lightmere under the guarantee and protection of Miss Silverlax for her coming of age ceremony during the Day of White Sun."
Beach episode.
Hey. Thank you.
Beach episode.
Beach episode.
Beach episode.
Orville, what?
Huh?
Were you surprised by us?
What was that?
Cut that name out of your head.
Detective Orville.
The popcorn
Professor
man.
Underbow.
It's not even the guy, it's like his face on the side of like a popcorn container that's like animated to move.
I thought we were not allowed popcorn, Luke.
Professor Underbow will then clear his throat and say, and the final piece of business is that since there will be a ban on interplanar travel for the next 5 or so weeks until everything gets sorted out. And then he like looks at the elven lady and says, "And when you are restored privileges to go back into the plane of Isithil, until then you will be, well, not until then, but as you will not have any practical way to gain mentorship experience, we are going to allot your class, the first years, all some office space so that you might do some research and just general reading in the interstitial time. We'll also be granting you all access to the restricted archives, just in case there is some interplanar literature that is available only there.
So
I just ask that you be...
Book Arc 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I ask that you
no.
all be very careful this time. I know you've historically had problems in the archives in the past.
So I guess
And
I just give them pointed looks again.
I guess what this is akin to is almost like an independent study. Sort of.
Similar. You will still be working underneath Mr. Artesian. However, just not doing any field work. You'll be essentially research assistants for him.
Yes,
Wait, so
armchair
we have
research.
to- So we have
We've
to-
given him the key to the old chapel. The offices are in the upper floor. There might be in a bit of disrepair. They haven't been used in about 2 years, since the current third years had them for a few weeks before they got transferred out. It's not a very great environment. I apologize for that, but we have limited offices, so you'll have to make do until something else becomes available.
We appreciate this.
You should be the restricted section access passes should be at your dormitories by tomorrow morning. And with that, I wish you all good luck on your examinations, and you are dismissed for the night. Thank you very much for your testimony. It has helped a great deal in informing our decision.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone kind of nods, and one of the attendants leads you out and back upstairs. And to your... What's up?
While we're walking up, I'm going to tell my friends, like, I can't believe we have to read a lot.
I mean, I do it almost every day. It's not that bad if you get in the schedule of it.
I enjoy
It's kinda
reading
nice
quite
to
a
have
lot
a
as a
break from,
recreational
like-
activity.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's kind of
totally.
nice to have a break from the interplanar stuff.
That's
I
true.
can feel my head hurting just thinking about it.
There.
Okay.
Sereneth just kind of yawns and says, "They'll be fine."
All right. And with that, we cut to the next morning, Tuesday morning. Well, not quite Tuesday morning. You guys don't have any exams. Is anyone in enchantment?
Yes,
General
that's my
enchantment.
specialization.
Nope.
Integrity, I think you are.
Think so.
I actually have
Nope.
access to it right now. General
I think,
enchantment.
yeah, you're in illusion, right, Sereneth? Illusion and evocation?
I have illusion evocation, yes.
Okay.
I have
Perfect.
general enchantment.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
same.
general enchantment, I need both of you to make intelligence rolls.
Okay. What the fuck? I'm rolling so shitty today.
Do you want to use my dice? I'll throw it to you.
No.
Oh my god, Mira's
It's like
gonna
my
fly.
good die too.
Mira's gonna get held back.
Oh no.
Mira!
I'm
Remember,
gonna
you can use your
two-
intelligence
okay.
things.
You're gonna
Yeah,
use
I know.
intelligence
That's
points?
what. Yeah, I rolled a 2. I'm gonna bring that up to a 6, please.
Oh
My God.
So you're gonna use 4
I lose
points.
4. Yeah.
Oh my
17.
god.
Shit, you're
You only
dumb
got
now.
6 left.
So that affects your actual intelligence score.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
17.
By the end of the week, you're just like staring at a wall. Like, I just
All right,
need
and then
died.
everyone is in magical language,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
So I need you all to make that check,
You die,
intelligence,
that
please.
good check.
That good. Oh!
Good luck, Mira.
Oh
That
my!
one's a 13.
I got an 18.
Dunk.
I have 7.
Windsor
Okay.
speak the
yeah.
good speak with a natural 20.
That's
Oh,
funny.
nice.
That is
What-
me in
what is
real
it with
life.
bonus?
What?
I suck at language.
What is it with bonus?
I get
Friendship
bonus.
What is
ended
it with your bonus?
Pink die.
Yeah.
Now purple die is
No,
my
no,
best friend.
Ben. What's the 20 with your
Oh,
bonus?
24.
Okay,
Oh, hell yeah.
perfect.
You're so smart.
I'm so smart at knowing words.
I'm decent.
that
I'm
one
better,
goes
but,
by-
like,
Integrity, you get freaking hung up on like primordial conjugation. Like it is throwing your like brain for a loop. Like you cannot figure it out for the life of you. And you get like halfway through the test and just get stuck on a particularly difficult question, and then like 40 minutes goes by without you realizing it, and then like
I'm just
the
pulling my
tests
hair.
get collected.
Oh my
Dr.
god.
Yeah,
Mrs.
like-
Vandertramp.
Why does this sound so familiar?
Oh, because that's French conjugation.
Got it.
Oh, you've just brought something horrible.
Oh no.
And now
That's
Should
in
make
the
sense.
in the menagerie, Winsler has his zoology
Yeah.
exam.
Ooh.
I do.
So go ahead and roll your check for that, please.
That's a 9.
Okay. Don't forget you can upgrade.
I'm not gonna upgrade.
Okay.
Ooh.
I refuse.
And that ends Tuesday. And now we have a wonderful Wednesday morning. You all go to sleep. Mira, you feel literally like death. You feel like your brain has been entirely used up and it is
Mhm,
now made of
mhm.
mush.
I know
Yep.
what I want to do before all the exams start. I know that
What's
Mira
up?
had a rough day, so I'm going to knock on her dorm, and I'm going to leave
Mhm.
a cup of coffee at her front
Oh,
door.
that's so just on the floor?
Well, yeah.
Just
Thank
on
you.
the floor.
Like, knock the
Your
door,
Dean
leave
comes
it
by
there.
and takes it.
I open the door and there's just a
Gosh.
cup of coffee sitting there, and I'm like, cool, no idea who left this. Super gonna drink it.
It's just like a notepad, but it just has Mr. Wiggles' paw print on it. You're like, that's
What
yeah.
I'm gonna
Aw.
actually, because then it's night, so I'm gonna take the coffee and I'm just gonna put it on my windowsill, and the next morning I'm just gonna drink my cold brew.
Man.
And maybe that'll,
I
you know,
do
maybe
that,
that'll
so
help
it's
me be a
not
little
that
more
gross.
enthusiastic
Yeah.
for the next, you know? Because
Yeah,
of the coffee.
and you get some last minute cramp. The only exam you have today is Divine Theory, and it's like 6 p.m. tonight.
Yeah,
So you
whatever.
just cram all day for it.
Yeah, I can do that.
But first thing in the morning is general evocation test,
Oh, hell yeah.
which Sereneth, that's your shtick, isn't it?
Shtick.
Yep. My shtick.
So
Blow up a
we
boulder.
find
Oh
ourselves.
my gosh.
That was violent.
So we find ourselves on the evocation field. You might recognize it from that time you dueled.
Yes.
And you are there with your class and with Professor Ward, a small gnome. And he is going to do roll call just to make sure everyone's there. And then he goes out and he marks a line on the ground with like chalk, and then walks about 60 feet away and sets up a small, it's like a hoop, like a metal hoop with a bell in the center, like a very small bell. And he's going to say, so the first part of this examination will be just a pure accuracy testing. So one by one, if you wouldn't mind stepping up to the line and attempting to hit that bell over there. You will be marked on the both spell that you use, the difficulty of the spell you cast, as well as your actual accuracy. Both things will be taken into account. So feel free to be adventurous, students. So Serenapth, a lot of people go before you. You have an S name.
Yeah.
But it is now your turn. So this is about 50 feet away, or 60 feet, sorry. It's this tiny metal bell. What do you want to do? How do you want to hit it?
I have to ask you this question.
Yeah, what's up?
It's a stupid question, mind you, but this is just so I don't go overboard and just destroy it.
Yes.
How, is there, a system of life points for this thing, or is it, magically enchanted to not, get destroyed?
Oh, it won't get destroyed, don't worry.
Okay.
Just blast that thing.
Channel the power when you murdered.
Her palms start to kind of, don't you fucking dare, Ben, by the way. Her palms start to kind of sweat, and she's kind of rubbing her hands on her legs, and she's just kind of taking a moment to breathe and just to focus on the fact that this is part of a test. It's nothing else. And she aims using her spell sniper feature and uses lightning bolt to shoot.
Absolutely. Make the attack roll, please.
Attack roll, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Azula vibes.
Ooh. Oh.
I'll show you lightning.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
26.
Holy
Natural
wonderful.
20.
I'll show you lightning.
I love these dice.
You said
so
that.
much.
I know. But I wanted to say it again.
So, you kind of
Shoot
extend a
again.
finger. You kind of extend a finger, and this bolt of lightning shoots straight out and blasts through the bell and kind of dings it around. And since the actual target ring itself is made of metal, it kind of lights up for a few moments as it sparks, and then the lightning or the energy disperses into the ground and it stops. And Professor Ward nods approvingly, very approvingly, and squints a little, makes a few notes on his clipboard and goes, "Excellent work, Miss Cinderman, excellent work. And next," and so forth, and it goes through the roster of evocation students. And once everyone has gone, some people are better, some people are worse. The upper years obviously are a bit better at this. They've done this stuff. They have some more advanced exams later in the day, but they just have this rudimentary exam as well. After that, Professor Ward goes through and gives the instructions of, now we are going to test your capabilities to modify elemental type with spells. I know this is kind of similar to your spellcraft exam that you might that you will be having later this week, but the second test is simply to cast a spell with a differing elemental type than already stated or as written in textbooks. In game terms, cast a spell. So say you're a fan of shock. What's that thing? Ice bolt. What is it called?
Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost?
Ray of Frost. So I need you to make an Arcana check to cast the spell using a different element.
Ooh.
Of your choice. It can be whatever element you want.
I like
but I just
that.
need you to make the Arcana check to be able to see if you can do it.
Avatar
Okay.
Serenus.
Okay.
So what spell are you going to cast, and what element are you going to cast it with?
So I can just choose whatever spell I want that has an elemental property, and then I just have to
Yeah.
say what I'm changing it to?
Oh, shit.
Yep. And then make the
Is
roll.
there a target we have to aim for, or is it just...
There's a straw dummy set up.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay.
Fireball.
No.
It's the largest water balloon you've ever seen.
No, I just had a moment where you said it's human-shaped.
Oh, no, it's not human. It's a bale of hay. There.
Okay.
Human-shaped bale of hay.
We're gonna have to deal with the fact that she's going through some shit. Okay.
Shell shock.
I'm going to use. Let's see. I have a couple of stuff. Okay. I'll try Ray of Frost. I'll go with Ray of Frost.
Absolutely. So I need you to make an Arcana check for me
Okay.
first.
Oh my god. Guys,
Is it good shit?
it's fucking good shit. It's a 24.
Those new dice are
Excellent.
god dice.
Nerd.
I'm gonna burn them. I'm
Holy
gonna melt
shit.
them.
Oh my
Do you, want me,
god.
do you want me to use my other... Do you want me to use my curse
No.
die?
No, no,
do
no. This is
not.
fine. This is fine.
This is great.
Okay.
So you kind of think it over, like, what the heck do I have to change about, like, the incantation to change this, like, Ray of Frost to... What element are you changing it to?
I'm gonna make it... Well, I mean, we're standing on Earth. I'm gonna use Earth.
Okay. What the heck do I have to change to, like, get that in there? And, like, your experience in the elemental plane of... Well, it's not the elemental plane of anything, but your experience in Rocktown...
Rocktown,
is kinda like-
USA.
Rocktown, USA.
Hell yeah.
I think it's just called
Patter is
Boulder.
kind of like affected you in some form, obviously, and your regular blast of icy energy is now just a stream of small gravelly pebbles that blast this hay bale. And Professor Ward once more
Multiple
shakes
bullets.
his, or nods his head approvingly. Congratulations, that is your evocation exam.
We shoot
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole bullet.
You've done-
That's like
you've done so
66% more bullet per bullet.
Nice.
Next in the day,
Johnson,
who's in
yeah.
illusion? I think Serenep, you
I
are,
am,
and
yes.
Integrity, you are.
I believe I am.
You guys can do it. I believe in you.
You're
No,
just
no, no.
I
outside
need you.
every classroom watching us.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Like when I was doing
Windsor,
evocation,
you
you were
don't
like
even
on the
have
stands, like,
exams.
yeah.
Do classrooms have like a window so that you can look in?
Some of them do. Yeah, some of them do.
There's like even like a shorter window for like, so they don't have to like levitate themselves up to just watch.
So I need you guys both to make intelligence checks, please.
Right?
So
For
I can't
your
just pick a
illusion.
wedgie without like being worried that like someone's watching.
Ah.
Oh,
I
fuck.
mean, you shouldn't. Yeah, I guess.
16.
Okay, I think I'm starting to feel the drawback. That was a 12.
Nice.
Power.
Okay. That was just, it was kind of like a theory test. It wasn't anything
But I
special.
do want to use my intelligence points.
Oh, absolutely.
Use them smarts.
So just to
Ooh.
a 14 or?
Well, wait, how much did I get? I got a 12. So I'm going to go
Yeah.
up to... What day are we on now?
It is the third day.
I'll use... Yeah, like 4 points. Make it 16.
Okay, 16. Okay. You both feel like you did exceptionally well on that test. Serenep, you struggled for a few of the questions, but you got through it, right?
Mm.
You were like, what is this? What is this? And like right when you were like, I think I'm done. And like you were like, no, it's this answer. And went back and changed
That's
a few
me in
things.
real exams.
Same.
Yeah.
And now finally, Mira, let's see if your cramming has paid off. It's Divine Theory time.
Okay.
I'm in Divine Theory too.
Let's do this.
You're in Divine Theory as well?
Yeah, you
Is
put me in
Divine-
so
Alright.
many random classes.
All right, Serenep.
Is divine theory
Divine
the same
theory.
as divine history?
No.
No.
Oh. Okay.
All right, let's see it, folks.
12 minus 2, so that's a 10.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh no.
let's see.
It's cool.
I got rid of 4 points,
It's not a 1.
which makes
Yeah.
it a 10. And the modifier for
Oh
So
no,
it's
it's
a
10!
zero.
How terrible.
Zero.
However, will
Zero.
you live with it?
Yep.
0. So I got a 14.
Cool.
Oh no, a 10.
Mira, you're starting to feel less confident about your performance.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
Okay.
Cool.
We'll do Thursday, and then I think that's where we'll call it. No one's in Abjuration.
Nope.
Winslow, you're in Divination.
Yes.
I need that good roll.
Yes.
So you're just gonna
Poop.
leave me hanging?
Oh, Integrity. What do you mean? Oh, you mean because we're not doing yours?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we haven't done Mira's yet either.
Oh,
We
I
can
thought...
go longer.
It doesn't matter.
We can go
Let's
longer.
go
We'll go
longer.
longer.
We have
Cool.
time.
We have to make
Yeah.
up for everything else.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know when we started recording this episode, so I
Nobody
lost track of
knows.
it. I don't. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It
Let's give
has
him an hour and a
been-
half. It doesn't matter.
We'll just
Yeah.
cut
It's
the
been
really
an hour and
bad
14.
jokes.
I just don't know. Anyways,
Oh, that's
Ben.
fine.
The jokes
I got
are
a
whatever.
13.
Mmm. Mmm. Mmm.
fuck does that mean?
I have no idea.
I'm terrified.
I'm not a horse.
Please stop.
And then everyone's in spellcraft.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is a fun class. So what does everyone... The task for this class was to enchant a simple household object with a spell.
Okay.
And it was like kind of like a take-home exam and bring it to class and hand it in.
Mm-hmm.
What does everyone enchant and what do you enchant it with? And then we'll determine how well you do.
I just thought of something really stupid to do. I love it.
Can it be 2 objects?
One. Just one.
Oh, just one. Okay.
I need to find like the heaviest but movable object in my room.
Oh boy. Dresser.
Oh no, I cannot carry that in my hands. I am tall but not strong. Do we roll for this or do we?
Once you everyone will go around and everyone will tell me what they do, and
It's
then
a lot
we'll
more
roll,
difficult than I thought.
Okay.
Anything that's in my bedroom, right? Like not in my
Any-
house.
Inanimate object, like a household object. Like you could steal a spoon from dining hall, or like your pencil, or your quill, or like your pillow, a sweater,
I want
anything.
to. I want to
Mhm.
enchant one of my t-shirts with disguise self, so that whenever you put it on, you turn into the main character on the cover of one of the books I'm reading, who's like an explorer. So it turns into like one of those jungle explorer vests, and like you look very cool.
It
One of
turns
those cool
into
hats.
Jumanji.
Yeah.
Oh, I've always wanted one of those hats. Okay, make the roll for me. It's just going to
So-
be Arcana.
Arcana. Okay.
Yes.
Luckily, I have a +2 to that, so that'll even out
There
to
you
a nothing.
go.
That's actually good. That's a 16.
Look at you, Mira.
Coffee always pays off.
What does everyone else do?
I will be carrying my dresser
Okay.
Holy shit.
Damn it.
from my room,
Okay.
and I would like to enchant it so that like whenever I think like, oh, I need my shirt, it will open my shirt drawer.
Give me an Arcana check,
That was kind of cool.
please. I agree.
Oh, that's an 18.
Oh no, I feel inadequate. Just kidding.
Don't feel inadequate. Your idea was very revolutionary.
So your ability to craft the spell to do this was moderately limited. You've never really done this in your life. You've done the like assignments, but that was minor stuff, like for rocks and like toothpicks. So you can manage to get it to open the right drawer, but not to be like, here's the right t-shirt. So you can be like, you can speak something, be like, dresser, I would like a t-shirt, and it opens the t-shirt drawer, but it doesn't like hand it to you.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to open it
Okay.
because I'm too lazy to pull stuff.
Yeah.
Does the bookstore happen to sell like snow globes?
They absolutely would. They're about 40 gold piece.
Ah, shit.
I can't even be mad at this because this is so real.
That's so much money. I don't know. Like, Windsor doesn't have many physical objects lying around. His material wealth is pretty small.
Animate your hat so it can talk.
Well, I didn't want to do that because you know why.
Because
Oh, it might reveal stuff.
Well, you don't have a wizard hat
No, it's
anymore.
the security
It's a
hat.
security hat.
So I guess if I
Yeah.
enchant it with
Yeah.
like, I don't know, prestidigitation, so that, I don't know,
Mhm.
when I say you're under arrest, it makes a siren sound.
Oh, the gems like light up.
Oh,
The swim team is
Okay.
like really into magical fashion today. I'm kind of living for it. Like
I'll do
we're all
that.
doing clothing related.
You're under
enchantments.
arrest.
Hey, give me that Arcana check, please.
Sarah
So
will
fun.
enchant her jewelry.
Oh, that's dope. So Arcana, this is one with
Uh-huh.
proficiency. Okay, so in
Yes.
total I got a natural 20, and then in total I got 27.
Holy
That's
fucking
two.
shit!
Fuck off. Shit.
Damn.
It will not
Oh, I
only
did really well. I rolled a 16.
it will not only ring, it will also like make people move away. Like
Yeah, like the little gems
Yeah.
light up.
so cool.
Saraneth, what do you want to do?
It's a very good question. Are we allowed to do a performance piece for this class?
No. You have to hand it in,
Okay.
and like they mark it on their own time.
I'm going to find...
So that means integrity, by the way. Integrity. You're now living life without a dresser for like a
Oh
week.
my god.
So Sereneth, you're gonna find.
I'm going to find... I don't know. I'm looking for... Okay, you know like those small bowling balls?
Yeah.
I want to find something like that.
You can find like a weird orb ornament that's like in one of
Ornament.
the hallways and just like take it.
I-
Like a pedestal that just has a weird orb on it and just
I
steal
feel
it.
like that's an important thing if it's on a pedestal, though.
Shitty modern art.
They're just all around the school. Yeah,
Shitty
it's just like
modern
art
art.
pieces.
Is this art?
I'll find a like I'm guessing like I feel like how you're describing is like these statues like with people statues like with these orbs or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find one where like it's kind of hidden to the side. Like if you walked a certain way in the hallway, you would see the orb.
You
but
wouldn't notice.
Usually you would
Okay.
notice it. I'm gonna take that one.
Okay.
How much would you say it weighs?
It's probably like 2 pounds.
Eh,
Not very
That's
large.
cool. I don't have a lot of crazy spells. I don't know how to do this. That's the issue.
Welcome to my world.
Exams, am I right?
I know, right? Because a lot of my stuff is like illusion or.
You could make it a rock that looks like a lettuce.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
That sounds kind of like fun.
Do not bite into it.
It's a fun prank.
You might lose your teeth.
Break all your teeth. Yeah.
Giving a guy a fake lettuce. Prank gone wrong.
Okay, hear me out. What if I
Yes.
somehow. Oh, wait. Maybe that'd be a cool idea. So I'm going to use this orb and I'm going to enchant it, if I can,
Mm-hmm.
with clairvoyance.
Sure.
And all it does is show, like, the nice, like, little, like, fountain area outside. It's like a nice little peaceful scene. And if you hold it, you'll see that.
Oh.
And that's what
That's
it does.
that's a good. Give me the Arcana roll, please.
Sure. For some reason, my brain was stuck on enchantment, and I'm like, I don't have any enchantment stuff. Oh, hell yeah. That's a 17.
Cool. You guys all did really good on that.
Hell yeah.
Okay. You hand it in, and when you're handing in your items, the kind of assistant, like the person who's actually taking submissions, seems to be they're okay with it, but they're not super jive that they have to cart a giant dresser into like a professor's like office like 3 stories up, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe this will probably be changed in the next time they do the spellcraft course and changing the requirements to be like a handheld object. But that's it for Thursday. You guys are making great progress.
Getting there.
We'll do Friday
We got
with
this.
your Friday exams, and then we'll leave that big old Saturday history exam. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Friday morning, Mira, is the applications of music.
Oh boy.
Prime time, the thing you've been waiting for. You're in the music conservatory. There's not tons of students. There's probably like 12 students in total in the musical program, and they are all here performing different tests. And it's kind of like a case by case, like someone will go up and do their testing, and then a completely different testing will happen next, right? So you wait probably an hour until they call for you. And you go out. Professor Raythorn is there. There's like one other professor that you haven't really interacted with that seems to like kind of be associated with the department and kind of be associated with the enchantment department as well. And Professor Raythorn will instruct you to. The first test is very basic. It's just there's many songs that you were assigned over the course of the spring term, and you just need to perform like 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that it will just be a performance check.
Cool.
Plain and simple.
Do a nice classical piece, you know?
Yeah.
Simply
Something
What are you
like
playing on?
Not one of the hardest ones, but something that's like easy enough that I know I'm gonna do a good job at it, but so
Yeah.
not so easy that it's like there's no challenge in this and it's not
Mhm.
impressive. Oh, that's good. That is a 17 plus 9, so 26.
Jesus
When
fucking
you
Christ.
There's
walk
the music.
away,
Oh, that's
This
good.
is my
don't
domain.
hear me say- Sorry.
The second test, Professor Raythorn will look at his notebook and consult with his colleague for a few moments before calling out and saying, "Hey, someone go get a potted plant." And one of the students, very confused, or one of the assistants, very confused, runs out and after a few moments returns with a potted plant from the foyer of the building, and puts it on the stage. And then Professor Raytheon will say, the second part of your exam is to play a song that will make this plant happy.
Oh, this thing. Got it.
Make a plant happy.
And that is, hey, Sarah, this is completely up to whatever you want to try.
Okay,
All
I'm
good.
mad because I was like, I get some new spells. What are bards? So speak with plants? That's dumb. I'm not gonna take that. And then I did it.
Oh my god.
So
God.
this is really, I'm okay. That's cool. How am I gonna make this plant happy? So I think I'm just gonna try to give the plant like a show, try to do something kind of dramatic. So I've written this like epic musical piece about these two star-crossed lovers. There's a pirate and then there's a woman who's afraid of the sea. So I'm going to be doing my song and I'm going to be using magic around me with the spells that I do have to create like an immersive experience. I'm going to use real lightning for like the thunderstorm where the
That's
pirate
cool.
is there.
Damn.
I'm going to like
I'm
I'm gonna use Featherfall to feather around some droplets of water, which is cool because it's a plant. And then I'm
Yeah.
gonna use Fairy Fire to create a light show for the finale, and I'm gonna direct that towards the plant because plants like light.
It's the one
and
bard
it's
brigade.
gonna be
Plant
very
catches on
immersive and very
fire.
dramatic.
If this goes
What?
bad, the plant catches on fire, please.
I need you to give me an Arcana check first.
Okay.
I can imagine Mira being like so tired after that, like
16?
The
Okay.
plant just kind of
Now
wiggles
give
back
me a
and forth like it's
performance
happy.
check.
Something good omens.
Yes.
Now give me a performance check.
Watch that.
Hey! That is a natural 20,
There
so that's a
it is.
29! Yes!
She did
I'm so
it.
proud of you.
Professor Raytheon applauds very well. The plant looks the exact same, and you hear him say, "That's a very happy plant if I've ever seen one."
Aww. Looks delighted.
I would know. I can
And
speak
as
to
you-
plants.
Unlike some
and
people.
After you
Whoa.
wait for like everyone's exams to be finished, because you are expected to wait for everyone's exams to be finished and attend the performances. That's just the culture of the department. Professor Raytheon gets up on the stage and will say, "You've all done very wonderfully here today, and I would just like to extend an invitation as a celebration of this wonderful department and all the work you students have put in this semester or this term. I was throwing a small dinner party at my home this 22nd of summer,
That's
like just
creepy.
next week. If any of you wanted to attend, just let my secretary at the department know, and we will make a place for you.
Cool.
Everyone have a very nice day.
Secret birthday.
yeah. Secret birthday. And that's your best exam. You did so good, Mira.
So good.
The only good exam.
This was like what you were
And
born
now-
to do, though. Like,
True.
Integrity.
Oh.
and
You are with Professor Haas. We all know her. We all love her. That grizzled old lady. In a large evocation classroom, or a classroom in the evocation department. Within this classroom, there is a large circle on the ground. Inside it's probably like a 10-foot diameter circle. In the middle of the circle is a moderately sized, like slightly smaller than the stone golems that walk around, like the Jeeds. Like probably only like a 6-foot tall, but very wide golem made of like iron. And it seems to be like very old. Like it seems really old, like probably like a couple hundred years old. And then against one of the walls, there is a rope that is tied to the wall, or like fastened to the wall, and there's a bell at the top.
Okay.
Haas is going to do a quick roll call, and then is going to run you through it of the first test, climb up the rope, ring the bell, we'll just time you, see how well you do. If you don't climb the rope, you're going to fail. Second test, we're going to turn on old Soots, and you just need to last as long as possible without getting knocked out of the ring. You can use whatever magic you feel necessary, and that's that. Let's get started. And very quickly proceeds to run through people. So Integrity, it's your turn. You need to climb up this rope. Give me how would you like to climb up the rope? Is there any trick that you want to use? Just want to scamper?
I'm going to climb that rope like no one has ever seen anyone climb a rope before.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh boy.
That is a 19. Please and thank you.
Okay. It seems fairly slicked, but you're used to your disgusting gross rope that you always carry around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's moderately not an issue. Some other people, Sylvie has a fairly hard time in all reality, but she does make it after like 30, 40 seconds of just like grit and determination. It's literally like a 2-second, 3-second thing. It's like a 20-foot rope. It's no problem.
Am I the fastest?
You just scamper up. You are absolutely the fastest of the first years.
Yes.
Probably like 4th overall, because there's some second years taking this course.
That's not a right number.
But it's pretty good. Next is Ulsuts. So this large iron golem is someone opens up the hatch on its torso and puts a few and like starts shoveling hot coals in, and it seems to become animate and like stand up straight. It gains like an extra inch. It's not that big of a deal. Everyone starts taking a turn. So the general purpose of this is you just need to avoid it for as long as possible. So how would you like to try to do that? So you have to avoid it knocking you out of this 10-foot ring for as long as possible, using any means necessary.
Okay. Does this have eyes?
It does have eyes, yes.
I would like to take my rope.
Okay.
And use
Very
it
ropey.
And use it to cover its eyes.
Cover its eyes. How? Like what?
Jump on top. Jump on top of what's the robot's name again?
Ulsuts.
Ulsuts. I'm going to jump on Ulsuts' back and start wrapping my rope around.
It's not like Ulsuts, it's like Old Suts.
Old Suts. And start wrapping my my rope around his eyes.
Give me a acrobatics
Calgary Stampede
check.
realness.
Give me an acrobatics check to see if you can scamper up and like get on to Suts without getting walloped.
No joke, that's another 19.
Hell
Cool.
yeah.
Ah.
Oh, yo.
Okay. So now it seems to be blinded. I need you to make just a general athletics check to see how long you can avoid it, even in its blinded state. And to be clear, you used your regular rope?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a 22.
Cool.
Flip wizard.
You like tie this rope a few times around its face so that it is completely, to your knowledge, blind, and it kind of swings around wildly before just ripping the rope off of its face and throwing it away, ripping your rope in half. In the ensuing seconds of you seeing your rope being ripped in half, the trauma of it, you manage to avoid being hit. Like, it's just trying to push you out, not like gently, but not like trying to do you any damage. You avoid it for probably a good 15-20 seconds before it eventually just like gets a hold of one of your legs and just throws you out.
Dodge!
Uncanny dodge.
Does that not work here?
It can apply, sure. I will allow your uncanny dodge to grant you an extra like 10 seconds in the ring.
I'm very competitive.
For a total of 31 seconds, which is pretty good. Again, that's like top tier.
I want to be the best first year of the Ritz.
You're definitely the best first year. That's like
was.
second in class.
Stop. Please.
And with that, Friday exams come to a close. Professor Haas seems very impressed with all of your efforts, and dismisses you for the evening. And
can I mourn my rope?
You can absolutely go and mourn your rope, yes. Or you could just ask your friend with mending to fix it for you.
Oh, that's true.
Nothing is ever truly dead until it is actually dead.
And
The
now,
echo on that made it sound like some divine message.
Nothing is actually
I
dead
am
unless it
here
really
with a
is dead.
message.
And now-
God?
you found yourselves all assembled in the second floor of the Transmutation building, outside a small classroom. Your professor, Professor Hode, a boring old woman, lets you in. It is literally the single worst class you've ever taken, because you've taken mundane history, divine history, and arcane history all with her, and now it's a combined 4-hour exam. And you all, the first years, filter in and are seated according to alphabetically. So that means that Integrity, you are in the second row, second position from your second row. So it's a 4x4 grid of desks in this room. There's a 2 windows on the right, and Professor Hode is going to sit at a desk at the front of the class and kind of just watch everyone. Integrity, you're in the second row from the front, in the second from the left position. Winsler, you're in the very back right-hand corner, right next to the window. Mira, you are behind Integrity to the right, and in front of Winsler to the left.
In front of fuck.
And
I can't cheat off.
and
no, kidding.
and Serenep, you are behind Winsler to the left and 2 desks over from Winsler.
Sorry, Mira,
Where-
I'm the only one you can.
This is worse than having no one in front of me.
Rude!
In front of you, Serenep, is Philip. In front of
My
you,
boy.
Mira, is Sylvie. And in front of you, Winsler, is Kurt.
Who's in front of me?
In front of you
He's
is
a teacher.
Veldon,
Oh,
Okay.
a
he's
big
not
nerd.
dead?
No, he's not. And he actually, this would probably be the first time you see these guys.
Alive.
For a prolonged period of time. Veldon has his lips and part of his cheek are very badly, almost like it looks like a caustic burn, like something splashed on his face and burnt him very badly. Karina is here, and she looks perfectly fine, even though you know that the artist said that she was in the worst condition. She's conscious now and seems to be fine. There doesn't seem to be any visible things that are wrong. And Ira has a broken right arm, a broken left arm, and large lacerations that are being that have started to heal fairly well on her face and neck.
Holy shit.
And then Marundine is just generally, at this point he's visibly unharmed, no scars or anything.
Why is the
but
school
the rest
still
of them-
letting them write?
Well, they have to write. Ira was exempted from the martial applications test, but this one is well within reason for them to be able to write it. But that is for next time, as this is the end of the episode of this fairly boring exam session.
Dun dun dun.
Carla,
Alright.
can you do the outro?
Suspense.
Hey everyone, Integrity here, and I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode. Please leave a review on our iTunes, and if you guys want to hear more from us, you guys should totally look at our Instagram and Twitter at Trials and Trebs. We also have a link on our Discord on that, and we would love to hear from you because we love you.
Yeah, it's a very fun time over there. If you want to talk to other people who enjoy the show, or just general very kind people, I'd go over and check it out. We're on occasionally, I'll say, fairly often. And
Never.
that's it for this week. Catch you next week, folks. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye!
Deuces.